Hey guys, welcome along, Nigel here. Just a very quick video. I just want to run through the instructions again of this border model Stuka. I think people in the UK are starting to receive them now, those that have ordered them from China and stuff. So just want to go through the errors that there are in the instructions. So here we can see the front cover, which is beautiful, unmarked and suitable for framing. Then onto the second page we've got the sprue callouts, decals, PE and everything. And then onto page 3 is where we start to see some of our first alterations. So there at the top of the page you can see D41 and D42 are mixed up, which is no big issue. Again, over on the right we've got D32 and D9 mixed up, again another big issue. And then down the bottom there we've got C41 and C20 have been misrepresented. So that's that. Going over the page to page 4, you can see that there on the top left D4 is not called up, so that's there marked up. And then on the right hand side there, the panel, the clear panel that goes in the base of the cockpit is G8, not G7. Oh, and C12, you need to make sure that you fit that behind that cross member. You can see there, I did talk about it in my video, you can see the control column C12 is being fitted in a slot in front of that cross member in the floor. In reality, it needs to be cut that lug off, fill the hole in, and then put it directly behind that cross member. If you haven't seen it already, go look at my build and you'll see what I mean. Otherwise, the control column ends up a mile away from the cockpit seat and right up against the instrument panel. Moving on to page 5, as you can see here, it's telling us to drill 2 holes in the cockpit sides, top and bottom. They're already there, so don't worry about that. No issues up on the left hand side of the cockpit there. On the right hand side of the cockpit down the bottom, obviously the main cockpit panel is marked at C38, it's actually C1, and the little piece that's going in there is actually C38, so no big issue there. Right, on to page 6, or stage 6, which is page 6. There are 2 section 6s in this manual. You can see down the trailing edge of the wing I've got all the parts renumbered. Basically they've got them as G's and not A's. G is actually the clear sprue, and then the actual weights there, the counterweights on the ailerons at the end, they're not numbered at all, they're actually H1. That is pretty much that, everything else is good. Then moving along to page 7, we can see that on there we've basically got the same issue again with all the trailing edge. This is the G2 version with the longer wingtips. The previous page was the shorter wingtips, so it has different ailerons at the ends. You've got part there G8, it's calling up, it's actually G2, that's the clear part going into the top of the lookout there. And you've got that part G7 which is clear, and I believe that should be painted because I think it's actually a metal flap, I don't think it is clear. And the light there you can see, just as a note, H17 going into H14. Be very, very careful, make sure you fit the light to that rear panel and then fit it in the wing straight away. It is very, very close to the edge of the wing. Don't glue it, paint it, let it all go off and then find out it doesn't fit. But there's nothing wrong with the instructions there, it's just the case of how it is. So moving on now to page 8, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, everything's all good, all the numbers are correct and everything is right. The only thing I would say is a note I've mentioned many times in my build, when it comes to section F, when you're assembling the machine gun, you've got those 2 parts there, C9 and C13, which surround the barrels of the machine gun. Then C3 and the 2 P11s are the actual gun sight parts. Now they go in, and it's telling you to fit them onto the gun barrel. If you fit that up now like that, you won't get the, if you look, well you can't see the page, but when you get to the next page, the machine gun goes through the rear canopy, it won't actually fit through with those gun sights on there. So best don't glue them on, glue it all together and then slide them over the barrels after you've put the gun in. I'll explain that on the next page, which is coming right now. So page 9, which is step 9, you can see here we've got all the instrument panel and everything's going together at the top, that's all fine. There's a part down there on the front of the spinner, D25, which isn't called for. I found it in my box after my build, didn't realise it, I didn't even notice it there. I haven't got it on mine, everything fits absolutely fine. I don't know what its purpose is, but I can tell you that mine goes absolutely fine onto the shaft and it bottoms out, and it doesn't bottom out on the fuselage, it actually bottoms out before it touches the fuselage, so you might want to leave that out. But anyway, that part down there going in behind the spinner is actually part D25. And then, as I said earlier about the machine gun, you can see there they're showing you F is coming up and under and going up through the rear canopy. It won't go through there like that. So my advice is, I'm just about to get to that stage now, is glue the gun F onto the gun mount, and then slide the canopy back over it, and then slide the actual aiming mechanism, the gun sight bit, over it as you go. That is the way I'd go there. On now to page 10, a little bit of attention required here. You need to be a little bit careful. You've got the gun assemblies going together, everything's all fine, everything's beautifully moulded and it all fits together wonderfully, but be very, very careful. You've got the mounts there, you've got E17 and E7, you can see there on the HR, which is the right gun, and E17 and E7 are the correct part numbers for that part, for the right gun. If you look over on the other side, the left gun, you have got E17 and E7 again. They are actually E18 and E1. Now obviously, because the wings are dihedral, then obviously the gun's mounts, to keep the guns vertical to the ground, need to have some angle on them. And if you get these mixed up, the guns won't actually fit onto your wings. So make sure you get E1 and E18 on the left gun, and E7 and E17 on the right gun. There's no difference in the guns themselves, as long as you get 7 and 17 together and 1 and 18 together, and then that will determine which is the left and right gun. Then when it comes to the PE parts, you've got the two PE parts at the back, PE10, absolutely fine, but PE07 and PE08 are wrongly marked on the fret. So basically PE07 replaces 8, PE08 replaces number 7. So that's all straightforward for you. Moving forward now, we've got page 11, there's no issues on there at all. So we jump forward now to page 12, and you will notice throughout the manual there is no mention of the antenna going on. So the antenna is part H18, and that's going to fit into the top of the canopy there on page 12, whichever one you decide to use. I have actually gone for the right hand option with the 2 armoured plates in the side. If you decide not to build one of the armoured plates, if you go back to, I think it was page 5 or 6, you have to fill in those holes where it tells you to drill the holes. They're already there, you'll have to fill them in. And then basically you're going to fit your antenna at this stage into the top of that central part, which is actually glued onto the fuselage. So moving forward now to the colour call outs, be a little bit careful here. Ammo MIG are calling out 65, 71 and 75 for the colours of the aircraft, and it's actually not, it's 65, 70 and 71, so be very careful of that. And also in these images the camouflage pattern looks correct, okay, everything looks fine, but be careful of the generic image. Pay no notice to the actual fact it's got a bomb in there. Both versions have got the shorter wing tips. I think there's an issue, I can't remember now, I think there's an issue with the canopy, but just think of these as a drawing and a basic colour guide. They're not actually an accurate portfolio of what you're actually making. All the decal placement and everything is fine, and I think the camouflage pattern is fine, but the colour callouts are incorrect. It shouldn't be 75, that grey violet, it should be 70, it should be 65, 70 and 71 for the colours on this aircraft. The 75 is a very late colour. Okay, so there we go. So that's the instructions dealt with. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it helps you a little bit in getting a great build out of this fantastic model. You have really made, if you've bought one of these, you've made a great purchase. You will not regret it. It is, I believe, in my opinion, I've been modelling for, how long have I been modelling now? For 52 years, and I think this is the best kit I've ever built. It's second best to the Tamiya Spitfire or the P51. As we all know, they are amazing kits that fit together beautifully, but this fits together beautifully and it's more involved. With Tamiya, you kind of just follow the instructions, follow the lead, and just go all the way through. A robot could build one. I think you know what I mean when I say that. But this, you need to have your wits about you. It needs some modelling skills, but it goes together. The fit of the parts and the plastic itself to work with is just incredible, absolutely incredible. So yeah, really pleased with it, and you will be too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.